What's up, y'all? Coming back with another video, of course. I would say I'm nervous, but it's not nervous at all. I wanted to be more authentic and genuine with this one. So hopefully I'm pretty loud, because I didn't want to do a voiceover this time, I wanted to actually just be present with y'all and bring a very serious topic to some lighthearted notes, to try to connect and help you visualize my mind in a way that allows us all to connect a little better. I speak pretty profoundly, I would say, but that's just who I am. I like to think deeper than most people would. I don't like the same stuff everybody else do. And it's not saying that I'm just completely different than anybody you see. But I would say I'm very focused. That's the main word. I'm more focused than anybody else you might see. I have a purpose and I understand exactly what I need to do to get there. I probably have every step written down in my phone to get me there to that point, but it's all a process and it all takes time, so it's no rush really. But the difference in me and most is that I know what I'm doing and why. I just take my time doing it. A lot of people still searching for what it is they want to do or how they want to be, and I would say I'm already there. I have my goals, I have my aspirations, I have my visions, and I think the only thing that hinders me most is myself. I hold myself so accountable that even if you as a random person would tell me that, well, I see you on the social media and you post a little weirdly. Sometimes I follow you, other times I'm just confused by you. You make a statement like that, I would then reflect upon myself to try to understand where I could have gone wrong to even make a post that's weird. You feel me? I think deep, because I don't please people. I just want to make sure I'm the best version of myself. So if you call out something that I'm not noticing or aware of, then that is something that I can take, use for myself, and then make change. A lot of people don't want to do that. You feel like you know yourself so much that when somebody says something against you, you already in the defense. You ready to go to bat for something that don't. 9 times out of 10, you wrong. They looking at you on the outside trying to get to understand you and see you in a perspective that you won't see yourself, and you gonna argue that. At least take the time to comprehend it and then reflect upon it, and maybe it's wrong. Maybe they actually just talking that BS, and that's cool too. But if you don't take the time to notice that or even evaluate yourself to understand that, then I would say, playing yourself. So I wanted to come, this time on the YouTube and highlight y'all about what I consider God's consciousness. I know a lot of people kind of see me, maybe in person on the medias, and wonder if I'm religious or spiritual. I'm very spiritual. I grew up religious, so in that aspect I was in a Christian home. My father was Muslim, so I have some of the equal teachings of both. I wouldn't say more than the other, but maybe a little more Christian because of moms. But past that, I personally chose, I would say around 14, 13, to be an atheist, to denounce the idea of a God or a deity above. I didn't really mess with that. I was cool on that. You wasn't gonna see me talking about no big G. I want to talk about God. And if anything, I was denouncing the idea of God because of how I felt. When you all have these same, I mean, we all feel the same way. Like, is there a God? How could there be a God if there's, world hunger, if there's, poverty, if there's child abuse, if there's rape? If you think about all the traumas you go through, you start to question if there's a God that's actually existing. It is. And he's around. Or she, the entity and energy of God is around. And I believe that is where I made a bigger shift in my life. So about 13, 14, you atheist, but then you get up to like 19, 20, and I have a revelation with God. I have a moment in vulnerability where I break I would say, masks I upheld to hide behind. And as a result, man, I'm telling you, the tears I cried that day, bro. The conversations I had that day, like, a lot changed. You know what I'm saying? I really went deep with it because I want to be saved. I want to be whole and complete without the need of someone there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be complete because I got my girl, or I got a car, or I got this or that. Like, I want to be complete with nothing. I want to be whole without a dime. And a lot of people don't think like that right now. With us being young, we are considering having all the money we can, getting all the wealth we can obtain, doing all the things we dreamed of, going on all the vacations. And I feel them. I definitely want to do the same things. I really wish I did have the amounts of money I desire. But, however, I appreciate the abundance that I carry. I carry such a rich spirit that most people look at me and understand that I see life differently. I'm not looking at life like a normal 25-year-old. I'm looking at life as if I done lived 30 lifetimes. I'm blessed, and I'm highly favored. That would be the statement. So I brought up God's consciousness because the idea is something I'm creating and evaluating in depth. But, it begs the question, like I started with, who is God? What is God? And that is where I transitioned from atheist to spiritual, because asking that question is a little deeper. So I made it more personal, like, what's wrong with me? What happened to me that made me change? And why am I not okay? And at that time, being in such a deep depression, that kind of like sparked such positive energy within me. I like I said, I cried, bro. Like, it was such a revealing moment and a more vulnerable moment that I still appreciate today. The visions and the conversations, it really broke me down. And that is where God comes into play. And now the consciousness, that idea of consciousness, evolved from the understanding that he made me reflect upon myself. In those moments when I asked those questions and being that vulnerable, he was revealing to me the things that I was doing, the ways that I was moving that was incorrect, the time and attention I was paying and everything else that wasn't me, that wasn't important for me or bettering me at all. And that is where the idea of God's consciousness stemmed from. And you can say now today I've taken it even further, so I would say it's important because when you consider all that you know about religion, you kind of have to pick and choose what religion to follow. The Muslim information, now you got to be Muslim. At that point, you can't be Christian, and it's all of these rules and statutes to follow religiously that they're saying that God is telling us to do. 1 second. My bad. Oh. I gotta show the tennis man, so I lost that train of thought. But it's important to understand that God's consciousness is there to evolve you. You know, all of the, like I was saying, oh, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, you thought I lost, I'm back. So all those religions is really, I would say, governmental control. That would be my best way to put it. You know, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. I would say if you look at a religion, look how closely related it is to a specific nation of people, and then look how the doctrine is written to then be specific or specified for those said people, and kind of excluding other people. If we're considering a God or a deity that is all-knowing, omnipotent, you know, delivering such love that he cares for the birds, bees, snakes, trees, you, me, all of that, and you telling me that I gotta be Christian or I'm going to hell? You telling me that I have to be a Muslim man not eating pork or God is going to turn his back on me? That's where you lose me as a person. I can't say that I'm correct. I'm not God. But that is why I'm evolving this understanding of God's consciousness, because to me, spiritual and mental awareness is key to existence. It has nothing to do with the scriptures in the Bible, but it does to an extent, because certain scriptures are pushing you to be more spiritually aware, more mentally aware of yourself. And that is what I hope for when I do evolve this understanding of God's consciousness, because that's the most important thing. Having yourself in the spiritual awareness and mental awareness to then change and evolve or grow as a person is the most valued thing. You can ask anybody and they'll say a lot of different stuff. I won't speak for everybody, but what I will say is that wholesome abundance costs spiritual peace and mental capacity. I'm abundant, and I gave myself the mental capacity to become abundant. You have to remove all these dark thoughts and old ideas and false narratives or things people done said about you that you done put over your life. Like, okay, one thing I have to actually agree with, I'm accident prone, but I am accident prone. Now, if you're not accident prone and you kind of just mess up sometimes, but now you consider yourself as accident, these are things you putting over your life that is unnecessary, bro. People gonna hate, people gonna talk down on you or try to make you believe you ain't this or you ain't that or you can't do this or you shouldn't be doing that. Who are they to say that? If you playing basketball and the NBA player ain't told you to put the ball down, what you listening to your cousin's opinion for? Like, if you dancing and your homie say your move's garbage, why are you listening to the homie? You tell me. Because you can value someone's opinion, or you can let someone's opinion run your life. There's that's two different things. I value people's opinion. Yeah, I'll listen. I'll take it into consideration. Hey, Juan, maybe basketball isn't for you. You're a little old. I'll take that into consideration. Maybe it's not. Maybe. Am I going to move off your maybe? Maybe not. That's just how I live, and that is what I implore everybody to do. Don't get stuck or stagnant because somebody said maybe you shouldn't. Maybe they should shut the fuck up. You feel me? Maybe. Hey, I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger, cats. Don't shoot the messenger, cats. Don't shoot the messenger. Because really the idea is just to bring us all together. And I'm going to create more segments throughout God's consciousness. So I plan to consistently make more videos. So don't worry about how soon or when you're going to post it, because I want... chill out. What I will say is that this is going to be a series just like Growth Starts Within. And I'm going to continue this. And I have a few different, a good amount of key elements to make segments from. So, continue to look forward for this, but understand that I'm not God. I'm not someone that knows everything. And although at times and in different platforms it may seem like I know better than most, and it's really because I spend a lot of time with God and in my purpose. I spend a lot of time focusing on what's important from God and for my life, and I can't say that for everybody else. Yes, sometimes I go out, but I'm not going out and getting drunk and putting my life in a bottle. I'm putting my life in my hands and in God's hands and asking for forgiveness, asking for triumphant feelings every day so I can go out and succeed. I'm not scared of nothing. I'm not running from my problems. I deal with them head on, and if I fail, if I fall, if I make more mistakes, guess what? I'm gonna still go back to God first and ask Him for the guidance. I'm not gonna go run in no bottle and be mad because I owe $2,000 in rent. Oh, I got my phone bill due, ain't got no job. Go to God. It's not saying that He gonna give you that $2,000 or He gonna give you the money for the phone bill, but what it is saying is that you are now putting yourself in a place where you are trusting in a divine entity to deal with the things that are out of your hands. You don't have a job, but that don't mean you can't apply to a job. Apply to a job. Apply to all the jobs you can or you think of. And that job you might have thought you was less than or you didn't deserve. Guess what? God will give it to you. That is the faith in God that you're supposed to have. Now, me personally, I keep doing that in all aspects. That's how I know that I'm gonna get exactly what I deserve. It ain't, again, for everybody to trust or believe. I don't do this to get y'all approval. God put this on my heart, and I continue to lead myself in a life that's important. I lead myself to happiness. And if you haven't, about this book right here, I'm gonna tell you why. This book right here, me brothers and sisters, this right here, this is the love book right here that gets me it gets me through everything. There's no cap. It gets me through it all. Not saying I just like keep reading it when I'm struggling, but the amount of pain, the amount of healing, the amount of love it took to create this book pushed me to the levels I'm at now. So I really hope that you can get out and go get it and learn more about love itself, because God is love. And when you understand that, you understand everything that I was saying in totality throughout this video. Sometimes we all feel lost. This is a quote I wrote. Sometimes we all feel lost, but it's because we aren't one with ourselves and God. How do you become one with yourself? How do you become one with God? How can we form or increase naturally from a minor America to a nation of people? That's more of what I'm going to talk about in later videos, because God's consciousness isn't just an idea. I will more say it is something you should work on religiously, because it deals with mindfulness. It dives deep into the understanding of yourself, because God lives within us just like He lives within everything. He's in these waters. He's in the sky. He's in my mind and in my heart. And I hope that He's in you too. And if not, hey, get conscious. That's where I would start. Get conscious. Become aware of your surroundings and yourself. And trust and believe God will somehow, some way make a point to talk to you the moment you get conscious. So, as always, much love and appreciation. I thank y'all for coming to talk to me a little longer than this, than normal. I usually come out here for 10 minutes, sit and talk with y'all, but this time I wanted to really be frugal. I wanted to really connect with you all and show y'all not only the scenery that I live by, but also show you the true nature of being yourself. I don't have to make edits to my video. I can put captions on this, intro, outro, and you have my YouTube. Catch y'all later.